Welcome, you have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review will be Chucky TV series season 2, episode 8, season finale. Let's get through it. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. So as you've been hearing the last couple of reviews, and you gotta think this review comes about 2 weeks after this aired. It really aired like I think right before Thanksgiving, and I'm behind because I finally got to it, and I figured, well, I did a recap on the other episodes. I might as well just complete the series. So I finally watched the last episode for this season, and of course they create the ongoing Chucky foolery to extend the series. And then when they recap on all the kills for the season, it just made me feel like, what was I missing? They were doing killing during the season, and then I guess it was pockets when they didn't. They were trying to do more storyline, and I just think the first season it was a for sure hit and a success. The second season was like, okay, we got new deals, and it wasn't as good. Season 2 wasn't as good as season 1. It lacked on the explicit language, and it lacked on the storyline or whatever. So I guess somebody could say, well, you try writing a story, easier said than done. So they found a way to expand the Chucky series until season 3, and maybe listening to reviews channels like mine, that would encourage the writers to get better with the writing. But nevertheless, it definitely will be a season 3, and they're promoting that they're bringing a Chucky attraction ride at one of those amusement parks. I forgot which one they kept saying. Or whatever. Nevertheless, let's get to the storyline. So the storyline fast forwards to Christmas season. Everybody ends up at Lexi's house for Christmas, and Lexi's mom is trying to build her social media following. Lexi has been in therapy for her addiction and talking about her problems. Meanwhile, we got to see that Chucky had, when the doctor who has had him since he was a child, when she finally grabbed him, it was on her way running out the door with him. When we seen them shoot Chucky, and it looked like they shot her, they didn't, and they should have shot and killed her. But this storyline, so he had clunked her on the side of her head, and he took his self out of the Chucky body and went in her. So then when he was himself inside of the doctor's body, when they shot the Chucky doll, was really shooting her, and that's why she left off. So when she left off, she went back to her office, where they were thinking that doll that they just shot was the last Chucky doll, and it wasn't. So she had another Chucky doll inside of her doctor's office, sitting, waiting. Meanwhile, remember, Lexi's had a little sister, was real weird, and she was given that doll Belle from the doctor. So we always knew that doll Belle will come into play. And so you see the little girl with the doll Belle. Now, meanwhile, you had Glenda and Glenn. Remember, Glenn was shot at the hospital. So what Tiffany ended up doing was transferring both sisters' spirit back into the doll, the one doll that son of the seed of Chucky doll or whatever. So remember when it was just the seed of Chucky, somehow when it went out of that doll, it got split into twins. Meanwhile now, when they both left and went back into the doll, and then Tiffany met with the doll, and the doll said they want to name her name to be Gigi, and it's both sisters combined, and the doll pretty much said, I want to go travel the world and be in my own world. So she let Tiff went and let her go. Meanwhile, she seen the Belle doll on the mayor's, which is Lexi's mom's, profile, and she's looking at that doll to be where she could get out of that Jennifer Tilly's body, because Jennifer Tilly is wanted for murder. So that's the plot, all leading for everybody to end up back at Lexi's house. So Chucky, meanwhile, he sees there's a chainsaw that pretty much is real quiet. So the mom is at the house in the middle of the night, hears some sound, and it's Jennifer Tilly's looking for the Belle doll. And so, remember the mayor in season 1, the mayor and Jennifer Tilly was telling her, I'm gonna give everybody these Chucky dolls or whatever, but that was her way to distribute all the Chucky dolls or whatever. So nevertheless, the mayor was like, oh, I gotta put this on social media. So she went to put it on social media. Meanwhile, Chucky jumped from the banister and sliced her in half. And so Jennifer Tilly started screaming, which brought Lexi down. So when Lexi came down, Lexi took the chainsaw and pretty much had Chucky pinned to the ground. So she sliced that Chucky up. Meanwhile, Jennifer Tilly ran upstairs. And so when she ran upstairs to go on the bed to grab the doll, Jake came out and stabbed her, and then Devin came out and stabbed her as well. So now she's wounded, and then as she's sitting, the little girl comes walking as weird as she been, and pretty much gave Jennifer Tilly the knife and said, pretty much put the knife to me, and told them, Lexi, Devin, and Jake, I've been playing all of y'all the whole time. Chucky's been telling me my real story. That's why I never fit in with this family, and I was always weirded out because I'm really Tiffany and Chucky's child. I was really adopted, and I know who my real parents are. And so Tiffany takes the little girl and the Belle doll. So now the cops came the next day. They asked him questions, and so Kyle comes back, and Kyle pretty much is their next of kin and comes back to them, and they reminds her Chucky is still out there. So Nika still is on a mission to kill Tiffany / Jennifer Tilly. So Nika has been stalking her out, sees her, she's off in, was it Vegas? It was somewhere, I think it was Vegas, somewhere in a hotel. And she pretty much tells her, I see you, I love the haircut, and I'm coming for you, I'm going to torture you. So Tiffany, in an hysteric moment, got the seance and really great, try to put her spirit into the Belle doll, but it didn't work. Meanwhile, the little girl was just looking. All of a sudden, when it didn't work, the Belle doll rose up, and you see the contacts remove off the Belle doll, the makeup come off, and the wig come off, and it's Chucky. So another form of Chucky was playing dress up in the Belle doll the whole time, and that's who was telling the little girl everything. So another contingency plan, and then he took and looked like he stabbed Tiffany and killed her, but you know, 2-1, you don't know if that's really gonna play out. And that's pretty much at the end of the episode. So power through it. Season's over. There will be a season 3. I will question whether I'm gonna recap season 3. I might wait a couple episodes. I might not do an episode. I might wait a few episodes to see where they're going with it, and then see if it's worth it even to recap. It might just be done at this point, you know. But it should have been done years ago, and here we are, right? So, nevertheless, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I didn't like this season. That's all I got to say. Till next time.